Welcome back, everybody, to another segment of 120 Seconds. As always, I'm Stockwell, continuing with the Gathering of the Juggalos 2024 artist interviews. This time I sat down with Tierre Diaz. Tierre Diaz, a member of Bars with The Sinister, Clifton Durrell, and Zitro. Obviously, he's also a solo artist. He does a lot of stuff behind the scenes. He edits for The Shaggy Show. He's Happy the Pimp on the Violent Jaywalking Home series. We touch on all those things. So check out the interview with Tierre Diaz. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Once again, in the low budget, crooked ass RV. I was just in here with literally a filmmaker, and I know you're also in the acting world. And so, again, believe it or not, I take pride in doing kind of everything I do in one take and not editing and doing it a little bit low budget. But having you and him back to back is a little bit, you guys thinking that I'm a fucking amateur, and that's fine. But so yeah, again, we just got actually while on stage for Figure Armageddon, and I ran into Tierre, and so maybe I'll put that picture right now. When I do that. So when I do an artist interview with somebody I've never been with, at least on the show, we do a kind of an explain yourself to someone who's never heard of you in 120 seconds. And I'm putting you on the spot.
Get it?
All right.
Yeah.
Ready? I'm not actually going to count. Just,
let's do it.
Just try and do it.
My name is Tierre Diaz. I'm from Worcester, Massachusetts. I'm an artist. I'm an actor. I'm a rapper. I'm a creator, video editor. And I follow my passions. And I surround myself with things I love and the things I love to do. I've always wanted to be an actor. I've always wanted to be a rapper. That's it. So that's all I knew. That's all I ever knew. And that's all I wanted to do. And I get to do both. And I make sure that I get to do both. And I'm privileged to get to do both. I follow my dreams. I visualize and I keep positive energy around me. And that's what I'm about. That's what I represent. And I really want to prove that anything is possible if you just believe in something. If you believe in yourself, if you believe in your dreams, that's what I'm about. That's who Tierre Diaz is in a nutshell. Is a dreamer and an achiever, straight up.
All right, there you go. There you go. Thank you. All right, now we'll get into some more specific Tierre Diaz questions. So, I actually, when I first met you, 2019, I saw you perform on the second stage back here at Legend Valley.
Was it 2019?
Yeah, up here, and I don't remember.
It was 2021.
No, was it?
Yeah, that was the year of years. That was my year of years.
Because that's when I started hosting, was 2021.
I understand. Yeah. Because 2019 is when my first album, Energy, came out.
Okay.
And that's been.
Oh, you're right. 2019 was Indiana.
I don't think we met until.
No, that's what I'm saying. But 2021, you're right. Okay. Yeah. So, long story short, is that I consider myself an aficionado of this Wicked Underground, right?
Okay.
And then I kind of put together that you and Killa T were the same person.
Yes.
So I didn't know that you're right. So can we just kind of talk just for a moment the Killa T to Tierre Diaz kind of, if you want to call it a transition or however you want to describe it.
Killa T, man. Like I said earlier, I've always wanted to rap, and I was given the name Killa T when I started to rap because. I was like T-Dog. T-Dog was my first rap name, right? That's the one I gave myself. And then I rap, and I'm a teenager, I'm a child, and they said, oh, you killed it. Oh, you a killer. Killa T, that's how I developed the name. I was given the name. So Killa T is a young, hungry, DIY, living in my mom's basement, because I'm a kid. I'm living in my mom's basement. I'm buying a mic, mixing, recording, doing my own videos, everything myself, entering any type of YouTube contest I can, rocking any local show I can, just really trying to get respected by anyone and everyone. You know what I'm saying? Killa T was a hungry, just believer in himself, man. And at 2019, that's when the transition happened, and that was really a decision I made based on my kind of career shift into acting.
Okay.
So
that they could be one and the same.
Yes.
Right.
So it could just be all encompassing.
So that you're not Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Yes.
Right, I got you.
That's it. Okay. And ever since 2019, the official name change happened. My first ever LP, because Killa T was pushing out mixtapes. My first ever album ever was as Tierre Diaz.
Okay.
So it was a weird transition because, like you said, people know Killer T, and I lost a lot of Killer T fans because of it.
Yeah.
But then they found me later.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was just a casualty of the transition.
I get you.
But all the achievements Killer T has, I'm so proud of. But ever since that change, ever since that evolution,
yeah, moving forward is Tierre.
It was just
okay,
night and day.
Right.
So much better.
Okay. So the reason I found you as Killer T initially was through Mad Max. So shout out to Mad Max. I love you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Which was through the the Worcester Juggalo scene,
Yes, sir.
right? Which so I did Fright Fest in Worcester. Was that 2004? Where I for real, a friend of mine, we flew out to Boston so we could, because I knew the House of Crazies were playing and I'm House of Crazies mark, and so I was like, I'm going to see that. And so we flew out to Worcester at the Palladium, and we went to Fright Fest, and it was fucking amazing. And I have like 107 stories from that whole thing. But when we got there, my crazy stories are who we stayed with and how. But once we actually got to the show, that was when we learned, like, I just didn't look hard enough, because it turned out that there was like, we were just meeting people. It was like, oh, you should have checked out Bay State Juggalos, and you should have, like, there was just all these fucking like outlets that I could have went to try and like find a spot to stay or people to hang out with or whatever. So just if, briefly, like coming up or being a part of the kind of that Worcester Juggalo scene, if you kind of elaborate or how you feel about it or whatever you want to say.
Yeah, so I'm a lifelong Juggalo since a child. Killer T was more, the only local hip hop scene that was around was just rap, not Juggalo at the time when I first started.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to do any shows. So I was just making the music I like, wicked, rap, anything, because I'm all encompassing. I'm very diverse with my music, always have been. So I was just trying to get on any stage, and it was just open mics or just hip hop shows. And it wasn't until I tapped into that Juggalo underground scene, because I was just a fan. I was just a Juggalo, and that's when I was like, wow, these guys are the ones rocking the Palladium when I see
Right.
These are the guys that is rocking Twisted Comes and all that shit. I'm like, I want to get involved with that.
Right.
So I do the Tammany Hall shows, with High Town Records.
Right.
And when then the Dark Half was fucking headline.
Yeah.
King Gordy.
Right.
I was opening for all them bitches happily, and that's when I gained the core Killer T fan base that I'm still lucky to have most of them today. And that's when I had some of my best memories, and that underground shit was just like on another level. ICP was on another level.
Right.
We just wanted to touch that fucking stage.
Right.
That Palladium stage, but the underground under that had a heartbeat.
For sure.
And Tammany Hall was that heartbeat.
I got you.
Any other
the
fucking
smaller shows, right?
The parking lot was the Palladium parking lot was that heartbeat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that changed my fucking life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so grateful I got to be in Worcester for the fucking Juggalos. Because I could be a Juggalo in anywhere. I grew up a Juggalo in fucking Worcester, and that's a fucking Worcester.
Right. And as we all know now, with the gathering, Juggalo Day is in Worcester this year. Like that's how important of a clown town that has been for, again, more than 20 years.
That's right.
All right. So we can shift a little to success as Tierre Diaz. So obviously working on the Walking Home series. I don't want to do with the how did that happen, but let's just your character, the development. Is it more of a Jay kind of says, I want you to do this, and then you make it happen? Or is it Jay writes a good portion and then you do the Tierre thing? Like, if you kind of, like, because I don't want to say, well, how did that happen? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of a stupid question. But
so I was in Detroit. One of the first couple studio sessions I had with Jay, we were working on different things, right? We were working on our song together, ICP and Tierre Diaz's song, and that was the main focus of the trip, right? So me and my partner Heather were just at the mall or whatever, and then I get a call saying, hey, he has this project and he wants me to just do a voice, right? Okay. So that kind of how I was like, can you be here? I was like, yeah. I was like, absolutely, I can be there. So I go in, he plays me the song, I'm bobbing my head, I'm like, oh, this is dope. And it's like 8 minutes long.
Right.
I'm like, what the hell is this?
This is a fucking cipher.
I'm like, this is dope. I'm like, this is a story. And at the moment, it's just him, right? And I think Shaggy was doing some of the voices too.
Okay.
Like, as other people. But I was like, listen to the rough cut. And He was like, all right, this is what I want you to do, and this is the character.
This is the part I want you to play. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And he was like, it's easy. He explains the character, Happy the Pimp. He's kind of a wimp, a crackhead wimp. He's like, can you do the voice? And I know you act. And I'm like, hell yeah, I can. And he gives me a beat. The engineer plays the song. I try to get in the character, and it's time for me to go in the booth. He's never heard it. Joe's never heard it. I go in the booth. I do the voice.
Mm-hmm.
He loves it right off the bat. He wrote the line.
No, yeah,
He told me the line to say, and I say it. He's like, all right, now say it like this. Now do this one. Now say it this way. Say this word instead of. And that was kind of it.
Yeah.
He directed me.
Yeah,
As an actor, I took direction very
like
well.
A voice acting.
Yes.
Yeah, gotcha.
And that was how it happened. And after that, he was super happy with it. And he explained, he was like, hey, if you're going to, you killed it. No one else could do this role but you. I'm so happy. And if you're going to do this, you got to be with us the whole series.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it was a moment.
Which we will eventually get to maybe the midweek at some point.
We'll get to Wednesday. But it's on par. It's every 2 years at this point.
All right. Yeah.
And, So that was Monday, and then Tuesday was the character was created, the voice was created,
right,
so it was
okay.
easy.
Right. Yeah, I got you.
It was being part of Walking Home was one of the highlights. For
right.
Sure.
Yeah. And again, that's kind of why I'm bringing this shit up, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that way people know it's you and all that shit. So this will lead into the next part, but you also do the video editing, if I'm not mistaken, for the Shaggy Show currently.
Damn right. Shaggy Show represent all day.
Okay, so again, many facets, like you said at the beginning, and I'm trying to highlight them because I want y'all to understand what this dude does and why I respect him and why you should fucking look into him if you don't know who he is. Acting career, this is where I was going, you're doing the video editing, but obviously you're literally like a SAG card holder, right? Yeah, so,
probably.
Again, with that, you were on an entire series of Dexter, or entire season of Dexter, I should say. And I'll tell you, I've never seen a single episode of that show, and it's not like I'm a hater. I just never seen it. So so I wish I had like a cool Dexter specific question to ask you, but I got nothing for you.
The cliff note of that is just I was a fucking diehard Dexter fan. Period.
Right.
The show ended.
Mm-hmm.
I was just happy it was returning.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I was just, as a fan, very happy it was returning.
Like another,
And then that was it. That was like, cool, Dexter's back on fucking geek. I'm like, then like, a year later after the news breaks, I'm like, oh shit, that's filming in my state.
Right.
I'm getting on that.
Right.
And then like you said, like I said before, I'm all about going for what the fuck I want.
Yeah.
Knowing, believing.
Right.
I was like, once I find out that shit was in my city, in my state, I'm gonna be on Dexter.
Okay.
And that's
how it happened, right? Right. Okay. And then I just recently I sent it to you when I saw it the Snapchat or some shit. Right? It was Snapchat where the Geico commercials.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll throw that one up now. but no, so I was just like scrolling through and I was just like, it's fucking Tierre, like on my phone doing the stupid car noise or whatever. So anyway, it was funny. So commercial work, theoretically voice acting, video editing. So again, kind of multifaceted, doing what you do. Focusing back on the hip hop stuff because that's really what we do here. Let's just kind of talk about the group Bars that is semi new. And I have Clifton and V Sinister already, where Clifton, it was catching up with a friend I hadn't seen in almost 20 years, and so again, those two interviews alone have their own vibes to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I got Z on deck and having you here, so it'll be cool to get everybody's like little take on it. So if you just want to like kind of touch on how that maybe initially came about, and I have a feeling I was with V when we saw you at that 2021 gathering. It was me, V, and Josh. And that we were all just like fuck, man, that kid, like, you know what I mean, you had to be there, Jungle. I was like, dude, he fucking started the set, falling off the fucking stage, split his shit open, he's fucking bleeding all over the place. It was an amazing time.
You can check out my Gathering the Juggalos 2021 documentary, has all that footage.
There
in
you go.
for
There
it,
you
man.
go.
Yes, sir.
All right. So as far as working on the initial project, and I promised V that I would bring this up because he's being such a bitch about it. Me and V go back 25 years. You know that, right? So, I gave it kind of a mid review.
Yeah.
And again, it just being my honest asshole self in part one and part two is to push you guys, man. Because I told you personally, like, you all can do better here. And I said it, and I said it sounds like you recorded it in 4 different studios, and I know that's what you did. But that's what happens when like it's got to be cleaner, and it's got like you guys know this, and I know it. So that's I know I was harsh, but man,
I don't think you are.
Okay, so I heard the new single Scenario.
Okay.
And because Josh sent it to me, and shout out to Josh Philly, you're my guy. And I immediately said to Josh, I said that is better than anything on the EP.
Right.
So first of all, I'm a tribe mark. So again, I say this a lot. I'm a hip hop kid who found ICP. I wasn't a rap kid who found rap through ICP. And I think that as a juggler, I'm probably maybe in the same boat. But I think we're in the 2% on that.
100%,
So
100%.
because hip hop kids saw ICP as this joke, or they couldn't rap or whatever, and I just saw it because I was multifaceted in the hip hop I was listening to. As a matter of fact, Gangsta Nip, I'm like fucking marked for Gangsta Nip. Not a lyricist. Just he was just spitting the most absurd shit, and it, like when I was 12, 13, when that shit came out, like I was legitimately kind of scared of it. So like I'm marked for Gangsta Nip, right? So I'm just trying to say, like, I appreciate the stories, I appreciate the looks, I appreciate the theatrics of it, and just as much as I'm a fucking Wu-Tang mark, like you know what I mean. So and we could go down the line, but I'm really big into Tribe, and again, it's going to be the question for Z, but the way he channel busted just for a couple bars there was on a serious fucking MCing level. I am convinced, and it again, it'll be what I bring up to him, but his shit was class on Carnivores, and his shit on bars, in my opinion, far surpasses his solo work. Like,
I can't wait for him to hear that.
Yeah, I don't know what it is specifically, but
maybe we push him.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's what it is.
You know what I'm saying? I like that.
So I just kind of wanted to bring up the bars thing, and Scenario is a dope fucking track. The single is out here, right? And then I'm assuming it'll be on all platforms.
It's on all platforms right now.
Okay.
Limited edition gathering single.
There you go.
Tomorrow, say.
Okay, so the single is, again, in my opinion, far superior than anything on the EP. So maybe it fucking worked. So maybe it worked, me doing what I did.
And everything we put out will be superior to Scenario.
Okay.
So everything we put out will be Scenario. And it has nothing to do with, your review or anything like that. It's just, we want it to be better.
No, I know. Yeah, I got you.
We want it to be better, and we're going to try to progress, period.
Right.
Whether you loved it, whether you were like, yo, of course, my dudes killed it. No, like, we want you to like it, and I like the songs. You know what I'm saying? We all contributed a song. Your main thing was mixing. Your main thing was like, like 4 different studios. We kept trying to send notes, and it was a very long process, and we were kind of just like, yeah, sounds great. Because I guess at that point it was just like, and to me, I can listen to the songs and I like them, but you were expecting more sound wise, and I can assure you can tell by Scenario. Everything else will
be elevated from kind of okay. All right, now let's just focus back on Tierre as a solo artist. The latest project with Maniflex. I didn't review it right, but I touched on it in like a year-end review or something as being the top release or something.
The EP, Maniflex EP.
Yeah, right. Okay, I'm sorry. So what I essentially said was that you called it Maniflex because you were trying to show your versatility in what you do. That was my take, because kind of there's like some trappy shit, some chopper shit, some horrorcore, some lovey-dovey, right? There's kind of a little bit of everything on there. So was I on par with Wet or not really? It's okay if I'm wrong. I don't mind being wrong.
Maniflex is very much an interpretation, but Maniflex is because if you open the CD, it's the cover is my face on a pen pad, so it's a beginning of manifestation. So a big practice for me is writing down your goals and just listing down what you want. And when you open the Maniflex EP, it's a blank page. Write your dreams here.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? And Maniflex EP, the beginning, is the paper, and we want people to manifest manifest is just a flex in itself.
Right, I got you. Okay.
It's just a flex in itself.
See, so that's why I asked.
You existing, you living your dreams, you on stage with ICP, you working with Violent J, you on Dexter, that is a manifest.
Right, I got you.
But as far as the diversity in sounds, that has been a part of me and will be a part of me forever. I will have something for everyone, every time, and that's just that's the type of music I like. I like diversity, and I like being creative and dabbling in all types of sounds and genres, and that's where you're gonna keep getting.
Right. All right. So you interviewed me last year at the gathering, which was very much an on the spot thing, and I got long winded because I was kind of a little bit surprised, and the truth is people don't really ask me the type of shit that you were asking me. Does that make sense? So, at any rate, you brought up the success little thing, and I tried to make it brief, and I was not brief at all. But, I feel that a lot of the shit, like you just want to pick the write your goals thing or whatever, right? Like that is very much in line with my successful little thing, and it does happen to be the second time I brought this up today with an artist, and the other one is Clifton, if you've heard his latest release, he's got some shit on there that is also very much work for your shit, get your shit, you can do it, and yeah. So I'm not tying in my successful shit to everybody I talk to, but to the people that I feel have the same sort of projection and what they're doing.
Real wants what you want. Realness wants the successful life.
Right.
We want the best for people.
Right.
Clifton, as an MC, wants people to listen to his music and be inspired to do better.
Correct.
To be a better lyricist.
Correct.
To do more push-ups.
Correct.
I'm the same fucking way.
Right.
We want you to listen. Like, damn, he's on tracks with this dude. We want you to go get your ICP feature or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We want the best life, and my music in this wicked shit because I love it. But even my wicked shit, just like ICP, will have some shit.
Yeah, like an undertone of
get your shit, man.
Or, you're
100%, man. So we want the best for people. We're not gonna dumb you down with our music. We're not gonna make you listen to our music and feel, like go backwards. We want you to go forwards every time with our lyrics. That's what we were raised on, kind of, and that's what we want for everyone.
All right. So what I'm trying to say to you is, I want you to be part of the successful movement, and I know that you already are. But yeah, so I think that the messages that you just said, what you said, I think it's very much in line with what I do or what I try to do, and I appreciate that, and I wanted to it's not a question. I just wanted to tell you that. Okay. So, we only had like 14 minutes, and I probably took all of them right there. But as always, this is Stockwell, 120 Seconds, Fable Lovers. Thanks for checking it out. Tierre Diaz, I'm going to give him his moment to plug and say the things he wants to say. Fire away, sir.
Tierre Diaz, I just want to thank you for watching, especially if you watched the whole way. Thank you for supporting my guy, Ben. Follow me on all platforms, Tierre Diaz, Tierre Diaz. Follow The Shaggy Show, because that's the homies. And Walking Home Wednesday. Hey, it'll come eventually.
Coming eventually.
Yes, sir. Much love, Doug.
All right, thank you very much.
You already know.
All right, until next time. Thanks, everybody.
Lego lovers for life. Yeah, I don't go there.
Right.
I don't fuck with them anymore. I used to like them, but I don't fuck with them.